What up, world? Y'all just tune in to sensitive subjects today. Today, we're going to talk about a very sensitive subject for most of America. Um, Myself, not so much of a serious subject. Um, this subject is interracial dating, interracial marriage. Uh, Earlier this week, they had Nick Cannon on Cannon's class. He talked about what he thought interracial dating was all about and interracial marriage was all about. My take on the subject is not so much of his. I think that's the old school way of thinking. That's the way of maybe my granddad or my dad took that approach maybe. While we're on the subject of that, I come from a family of 10, and 3 of the 10 are biracial. So let's be clear. My father had 10 kids with 4 baby mamas. So at some point in time, he dated a white woman. This woman has produced 3 of my siblings. Very sensitive. I guess it is a sensitive subject. Do I think my dad married that or was involved with that woman because of his status? He thought that they kept white women away from black men and black men were lynched for being with white women, and that whole line of thinking, was that what he was thinking? Probably not. I mean, he was probably attracted to her. Probably wanted to be with her. I do think it is a good thing to integrate. I am against complete cultural appropriation, but I do feel like cultures should mix at some point in time, that it's not a sin from God if you date outside your race. The topic is very difficult, is it doesn't just sit well with, let's say, it's not just so you love who you love, and it ain't that simple. Myself, I am married to a white woman. I done been called every name from whatever, and some cats been cool with it. My mother personally, I mean, I come from the household where mom said wasn't no bringing no white girls home. I did anyways. I have 6 beautiful children from that marriage. But even for me, it gets sticky. Why I say that? There was a point in time where I thought mom was angry, or mom was hateful, or mom was racist, she was prejudiced. I thought mom was bugging, she was tripping, she was living in the past. And my mom was born in the 60s. Come to find out, like later on, that out of all my brothers and sisters, I only have the boys that will carry the last name. Now, with that being said, what's that have to do with anything? Well, my boys are half white and half Mexican, quarter white, quarter Mexican, or however you want to put them. If my kids are that and they marry a white or Mexican, will grandpa potentially be the only person that looks like this? Will my whole prodigy, my whole offspring, my whole lineage be little white kids or little Mexican kids or little beige kids. That's a high possibility. A high possibility that that could happen. Now it matters. Now all of a sudden it matters to me. Now I look back and I feel what mom was saying. No love lost to my wife. I have a very strong, beautiful woman. Wouldn't trade her for none of y'all's women. I know that much. Backbone, strong lady. But for some, man, it don't sit well that my lineage ain't gonna be black. That I feel some type of way about it. I can't lie. What can I do about it? Nothing I can do about it. But at that point in time, it's important to me. Yes, I believe everybody should love who they love, be with who they want to be with. Why? I'm sure y'all ask, well, why didn't you listen to mom? Why? Why do you date outside your race, or why did you marry outside your race? What was your reasonings? Good question. Well, not only did I find a great woman that was good for me and has been good for me for the last 13 years, that would be one reason. But beyond that, you get kids that come from, let's just say, you come from a nice middle class neighborhood. Majority of the people in that neighborhood are not of your persuasion or of your skin tone, or they don't all look like you. There's a small percentage of the people that look like you. You go to junior high school and some high school, and this is a private Catholic institution where we all know I was one of 3 black kids in the whole school, and 2 of us were dark. I went to a school with an Arab young lady from Egypt. She looked Arab. So with that being said, around that time when a boy or girl or guy is thinking about dating or is starting to become sexually curious, who are the ones that are around them? They're not necessarily people. They weren't people that look like me. I'll be straight up. Like, I went to prep school with all white girls. That's what I was into. It was nothing against my sisters. It was nothing against black women. It wasn't against none of that. When you started becoming sexually active, like, that's what you became around. Your first kisses was with white girls. Chances are you're going to marry a white girl. Do I blame mom for sending me to those schools? Hell no. Did I get a good education? Hell yeah. Would I change my experience? Hell no. So you get what comes with that. It's not necessarily hateful. It ain't that you hate your people, you hate your own kind, you know what I'm saying? It's just the way, you know what I'm saying? You're a product of your environment. So also I got an uncle that had a white girl. I had a father that obviously, like I said before, I got mixed siblings. Chances are those things I was gonna date outside the race. There it is. But again, to flip the coin, my oldest daughter, she's 19. And guess what the luck that I had was? She brought home a young white boy. And ooh, did it make my skin crawl. Ooh, was I bubbling. I didn't like it. I can't lie. For sitting right here and tell y'all that I didn't feel some type of way, I'll be a bold-faced motherfucker lie. I did. I probably didn't speak to the little boy for first month, him showing up, coming around, nothing to say to him, was rude. I've made my baby girl cry about the situation. And then I did a podcast, which I'll probably post. It's from posted with another podcast I do called Blind versus Blind with Brother Idris. We did a show about it. And until I sat and broke down the whole situation and realized that I was the old white man calling his daughter a nigga lover. I was him. And to think about how intimidating or how screwed up your mindset is when, you dealing with, you're married to a white woman and she's got the old white dad or whatever, like, you're always thinking about what they thinking, and inside does he feel like his daughter's a nigga lover and I'm just some, hippity hoppity ass nigga. I'm him. Intimidating this little boy, like, I'm that dad that calls his child a nigga lover. That one, when I put that into perspective, I must say it blew my mind. That was a hard pill for me to have to swallow. I personally think that being prejudiced is innately in everybody. It's all duality, polarity, my side versus your side. My side's better, we look better, we cook better, we dance better, draw better, businesses are better, whoever, whatever. That's kind of how it is. I I was on Twitter. I argued with a young woman that was running for mayor. She may became, her name is Amara. Her campaigning manager or somebody was on Twitter and comment on one of my posts saying that sanctuary cities aren't real. Oh, okay, yeah. Now I remember that. You can't create a sanctuary city because everybody is remotely are basically like polarized. Like everybody's gonna be prejudiced against somebody. There's no utopia. And what I said was that Chicago Cub fans are prejudiced against Chicago White Sox fans. The the LA Rams don't like the San Diego Chargers. The Texans don't like the Dallas Cowboys. These are all people and places, and teams are in the same place. And one set can have a better team, quarterback, all of that at the same time, and they'll still hate that team because it's innate, it's human nature, it's psychology. That's what we do. This guy's a better rapper. Well, this guy may not be a better rapper, but he dressed better, or he's lyrically better, but his delivery's better. Oh, well, his beats be better, or his squad. Well, he's a better businessman. Or, come on, man, like that's human nature. So we are prejudiced, and I'm guilty of being in a interracial couple, being prejudiced against an interracial couple. How stupid is that? How foul is that? Well, but we are animals. We are humans. We are innately territorial. Now, would it have been different if it was a black little boy? I'd ask myself, do I want her to have some of, the problems that come with that? Like, you know what I'm saying? How do we judge? Not to say that all, young black boys come with, baggage or some shit, but do I want my daughter marrying an Asian boy? And I'm worried about when we go have Thanksgiving that it's gonna be all types of soups and pork meals and shit I don't eat. Would have been better if she had a Mexican and white boy. Would it be better if she had an all black boy? Would have been better. Which she did at one point in time. I want to also note that, right? But this interracial marriage thing is crazy, and I think they promoting it. I don't know why or if it's a good thing or if it's a bad thing. Because again, I got mixed feelings with it. I got mixed feelings with it. I started off in the beginning saying it ain't a big deal to me, but obviously I'm knee deep in it. But it's all in the commercials. You know, I seen a Visa commercial with the black dad with the white mom. He looked like a real interracial couple too. The little chunky white lady. ah, they say most black dudes got the big white girls. Them is the only ones that the white dudes let get away. Man, but let me ask, all the women in the world, dog, all the women in the world, you trying to tell me that a bad Brazilian woman and a black dude ain't gonna marry her because she's Latina? Or is it gonna be she's a person of color? Or is that dating out the race? You trying to tell me that a young Asian woman ain't going for one of these black supermodels? You attracted to what you attracted to, and sometimes you can't control it. There's fetishes and all types of weird ass shit. You know, like people get into whatever they get into. They get attracted to whatever they attracted to, and God knows how they got like that. God knows why they like what they like. So it maybe it's a good thing that they promote it, but I don't know. I don't know. I still think we need to build a wall. I think there's some division somewhere, some segregation somewhere that's still good. I'd love to see what y'all think. I got a lot of homies too. I live up here, up north. You know what I'm saying too. I live in the Twin Cities, so it's a real big melting pot of what goes on up here. You see, we got Muslim women in hijab running for office, and not even running for office, in office. Which is shout out to her. You know, shout out to the Muslim community. It's a big melting pot. There's a heavy LBGT community, blacks and whites together, interracial community. We do things differently out the box up here, but you see it like Prince, you know what I'm saying? Them biracial looking cats coming from up here. But yeah, man. So I don't know. Tell me what your views are on it. You know what I'm saying? Tell me how you feel about it. What do you feel about segregation, interracial dating, interracial marriages? Oh, before I go, what are the reasons why? That is it because blacks want to date white girls because black dudes want to date white girls because they feel like they're getting something back from slavery and Jim Crow? Is it because they feel like they look better? They're attracted to them more? Is it the hair? Or is they're attracted to the natural hair? Is it because white women are submissive? Because I've heard all of these things. I heard that black dudes only get with white girls because they're submissive and they can't handle a black woman. If you're watching this video and you do, or you're in an interracial marriage or relationship, whether it's Asian and Latin or white, black, native and Indian, whatever combination you can come up with, why are you there? Thanks for tuning in. The Sensitive Subjects with Squeezy the Genius. Holla at your boy. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. I'm trying to get my followers up. That's at sensitive subs at twitter.com and Squeezy the Genius at twitter.com. Peace. Please like, share, and subscribe, y'all.